Welcome back to Beyond the Veil.
Yeah.
So, since it's our show, I know we were supposed to be talking about, Robert the doll, right?
Well, I'm going to touch on him a little bit.
Make me scared.
Well, we're going to switch things up a little bit just because we can.
Just because we can.
Yep. And so, we just decided, you know what? We're going to talk about the Demon House in Gary, Indiana. So, for those that don't know, Zach Bagans he did a show about it.
He did a show and a movie.
Yeah, about the actual movie. What year was it?
2018.
Yeah, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, but the house has been active since the 70s.
Yeah, I think he first visited. Somebody about the 90s. I think I heard was where when I was reading something about it. It was something like it was a big to do about the house in the 90s or something.
Yeah, well, it started. Yeah. It kind of transcended in between.
But the movie was in 2018.
Yeah. The movie was 2018.
So you got a little bit of some kids crawling on the wall, some levitation.
Yep.
Swarms of flies.
Yep.
Portal to hell.
Yep.
That's what they say.
Possible portal to hell. All kind of going on in this particular house that was deemed
oh my God.
The Demon House.
The Demon House.
She says spirit.
They also called it the House of 200 Spirits.
It just says spirit.
Yep. See, they also called it 200 Spirit House, Demon House, and
that's a bad place to be.
But
So
do we know
anything about the construction, the original owners?
No, I'm still a lot of it. Like even Zach had trouble
Finding about it.
getting a lot of information.
Yeah, because I was trying to do some, research about it, and the only thing that really kind of popped up was that family that was actually there in 2011, the LaToya Amons.
Yeah, but LaToya Amons, I think it wasn't there a family before there? The Amons family? Yeah, that's another thing they call it, the Amons family haunting.
Yeah, because it was her mom, and then she had 3 kids.
Yep.
So the 3 kids were, under 12 and under.
Man, it was a conundrum of like mess because even
It was on Carolina Street, by the way.
yeah, that's why I was gonna get to that. As it's kind of funny, it was on Carolina Street, but it was a conundrum because even the DCS got involved.
Oh yeah, they had a lot of stuff, different things going on. I know that supposedly days within actually moving in is when they actually experienced the swarm of the black flies on the actual porch.
And that was like December in Indiana.
Yeah, so it was cold. Shouldn't be any dang on flies or anything like that.
Remember the person who lived there in 2012 had to be they had to perform an exorcism too.
Yeah, that was
on that person that lived there.
Yeah, that was after it got turned down by almost every church.
And apparently they were like, even after they killed them, the flies kept on coming back. I mean, there again, it's cold. Technically, you probably shouldn't be seeing flies during that time period. Can you really say that they killed them all?
Well, listen,
so
that's the thing.
It was Indiana in December, whatever it was.
Shouldn't be any flies.
That's what I'm saying. It's Indiana.
Yeah.
It's cold as hell.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you've got a swarm of something, you ain't killing every last one of them.
The weather will.
No, you're not.
But I guess
one of them.
There again, they said they still kept on coming back, whether or not it was that same amount of flies or reduced. We don't know.
No.
But they also had a couple other things going on too.
Yeah, everything that we are talking about is alleged.
Yes.
We don't know for sure. We didn't live in the home. We didn't, we wasn't there watching it.
So I'm trying to figure out how the land is now that it's gone though.
I've heard there's been some problems still.
Or has it let it loose?
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
To the next houses around.
I feel like Zach made a mistake when he.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing. When you have like an older house, same thing going back to what we were talking about when we were living in Marshville. We knocked down that dang on fireplace and it's just opened up stuff. So I can only imagine if you
took a whole house out.
Yeah,
what the hell's going to do to that whole block? Destroyed.
Well, maybe you got to think too. The house was sitting on top of that hole. this so-called portal.
I feel like that ground. Maybe it wasn't necessarily the house, but that ground area.
Probably that ground.
Well, they said they went back recently,
yeah.
and somebody went back recently to visit where the house was, and they found offerings in a tree nearby on the property.
I have heard that, Dad.
I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, if anything, he probably just made it even more accessible to.
You see how close some other houses are. I mean, it ain't like they was.
Yeah.
I mean, they was from here to that damn air conditioning unit.
Most of those houses in that area too.
They're mill houses, what they look like.
Yeah, they are mill houses.
Well, if you're doing any type of like demonic, satanic rituals and all that stuff, he just made it accessible, and just made it easier for them to actually do any of that stuff.
He let his people go.
I think what he did, he just got too emotional on that one.
But you think about that though, how good has his career been since then?
Very.
No, it's been going downhill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, he won't even leave Las Vegas.
Damn.
If it's not within driving distance, he won't go. He don't get on airplanes no more. He don't,
That fucked him up.
And was Nick a part of it
No,
still?
no. Nick got the shaft along.
Way before then.
Man, I tell you what, that kind of hurt me a little bit.
Well, I found out most of it was filmed in 2012 to 2014. Because he bought it in 2012 for $35,000.
Yeah.
So,
Wonder who owns the land now.
He still owns the land. He hasn't released that land.
I would never, be honest with you.
So you got a couple of different things that family has pretty much kind of experienced in that house. Footsteps in the basement, doors creaking.
And it would all, like they would hear like a man walking.
Shadowy figures. Yeah. They said a man pacing in the living room. How do you know that it was a man? I mean, they said they saw like a boot
because it's the
print.
weight of the
What if it was a damn big ass woman with some damn boots on?
Medea's visiting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like.
What do you think, Daniel? What do you think Medea would say if she came up them stairs?
Stair what?
If she was the ghost and she came up the stairs.
Oh, up the stairs?
They said it was a man pacing in the living room. They saw boot prints. How do you know if it was a man? That's what I said. It could have been a big ass woman.
Well, yeah. I mean, Joe even says.
John, come back to haunt your ass, motherfucker.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Medea. But I mean, either way, they heard steps and they just assumed that it's heavy.
Lots of assumptions for sure. So you got all this stuff kind of going on. The next thing you know, the 12-year-old daughter. Now, this is the daughter herself is claiming to have levitated above her bed.
No.
I do know it was built, by the way.
There's a mixed story there, and I've kind of seen both, but I actually heard from the mom herself is that they had company.
Well, she had a friend that was sleeping over.
Yeah, and that friend was yelling. And then when they opened up the door, the girl was still levitated.
Oh, hell no.
And then she fell. She fell down
once
too.
they actually started praying.
Yeah, so, I mean, it wasn't just that her daughter made it up. People saw her.
Yeah, well...
Oh, hell no.
The daughter had
there's a lot of things...
The daughter had no memory of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in this case that have been, like, you want to say, something's not right with this family. But at the same time, there was lots of people, like official people, that witnessed things.
Well, that's what I was saying. A lot of people said they made it up just for the money. But at the same time, if they wanted just the money, then why the hell they sell the house for $35,000?
Yeah,
I did figure out. I just doubt.
But it wasn't even her house. They're renting it, weren't they?
Yeah, she rented it out.
Yeah.
Well, I just dug into the local archives of that event of that town.
Mm-hmm.
The house was built in 1926. I went and found I went online just now that quick and found the deed, the original deed of the house. 1926. It won't say that. They've wiped about every bit of information about that house except for the year it was built. They even took the square footage off of it.
Dang.
So you've got all these things. You've got the flies, the creaking, the man pacing, the daughter levitating, the older son being thrown across the room. The younger one basically like almost going into a possession of eyes rolling in the back of his head and growling.
He was playing with something in the closet too.
hell no.
So, all of this stuff happens. They reach out to their family doctor to pretty much come and visit the house, and the doctor basically concluded that they were delusional.
Yeah. And he said a history of delusional and believing in ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
But that, he wasn't there when none of that. It's easy to say, oh, you're delusional, because you don't want to believe it. I probably scared and didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, because he was like, they're just basically delusional, they're hallucinating. They already, like, the mom was basically irresponsible because, like, the kids were pulled out of school for, with their attendance wasn't great at all.
Yeah, she was accused of abuse and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's when DCS got called.
Yeah, well, DCS got called when they went to the hospital.
Yeah.
But then it took that little child, it took 5 grown men to hold him down. And then he crawled up the wall backwards.
No, hell no.
Now, in the movie, I remember them saying that, and that the actual DCS worker actually witnessed it.
Yeah.
Now, that is the only thing that nothing has been said of whether or not that was true. Of what she actually saw. Because they did say that the police that were out there that had took pictures and stuff like that it wasn't legit. The actual photos that were supposedly taken.
The photos weren't legit?
Mm-hmm.
Who took the photo?
The police officer.
So they're saying that the police officer was faking it?
No,
Why?
they're just saying that what was actually published, according to the actual Hammond police chief, wasn't an official photo. That's what they're basically.
So basically,
I can't find any history on that house before 2011. By the way.
Yeah, what they were saying is basically that they didn't want to sign off on a haunted house.
Yeah.
Which that's typical.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it ain't haunted. I can tell you that.
It's not haunted?
No, it ain't haunted. It's fucking possessed.
Oh Lord. Well, that's
is
a good segue there. So Daniel says the house is possessed, right?
Something has caused that house to be possessed.
So,
because they said as soon as they left, their life changed. It was different. They were gone. It was gone.
But
it's
they
the house
moved to Indianapolis.
Yeah, and they said there was no. They said as soon as they left, there was no there was nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there's things. I think it would be less. It would be less possessed than you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be possessed, but more cursed. The house is cursed, but I mean, it's not a living.
But see, I'm trying to figure out what caused it to get like that.
I think it has something to do with the land. But
nobody
also,
else around.
I'll be honest with you. There's a couple of. I don't know how far y'all's researches went, but
didn't go very far.
I went down a rabbit hole. So there's a few people out there that says that she was involved with some dark stuff, and that hasn't really been brought out yet.
I don't doubt that either.
I was about to say, because before that, there's nothing on that house or the area.
Well,
before she moved in.
Well, no, there was a family before that nobody talks about.
Exactly.
And that woman's brother slept in that basement, and he was into some wild stuff too. And that's if you pay attention in the movie, there's a police officer, and they're talking to him about that. So, like when Zach did the Demon House movie, LaToya and them wouldn't. She wouldn't even be involved with Jack and them. So Zach brought in the family that was there prior, and they said some stuff that went on. And then while they were there, I believe one of the daughters there got possessed, and then they ended up having to get a exorcism on that young lady. So there's a deep. I mean, this thing goes.
Like another thing I was reading too,
scraping the surface.
Well, another thing I was reading too about it was like they were talking about how like a priest was was talking about it, and he had said that like somebody had asked about like what's the correlation with the people there and the possessions, and they said that the ones who got possessed actually have a history of mental illness, which makes them more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Well, that also kind of relieves the church of any kind of.
He wasn't the only one that said that.
No, I'm saying, but they're always going to say that there's a history of mental. That is a classic.
They're talking about the actual person that not the whole family or anything, just the actual person that got possessed.
Yeah, they'll say that. I mean, they automatically.
Were there not like camera phones or like?
This is I think this is kind of pre.
Most of this was right around that 2009 to 2011. I mean, you have been on like the iPhone. Yeah, this was.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying. I'm
This
trying
was
to
like-
think. I'm like, oh my god, I feel so
Okay,
damn
so
old.
the
I'm like,
original-
when the hell did cell phones come out?
Well, the original iPhone was released in 2009. This was like 2009, 2011-ish when all this was, most of this.
Yeah, this is
'Cause the
2011,
film
2012 when
was
they were actually at the
Zach
house.
Bagans' film was 2011 to 2014-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie didn't come out until 2018, but he actually demolished the house in 2014.
That's what I'm saying. There was nothing
Yeah.
to record.
Yeah, the people had stuff. I mean, obviously, but
You know-
but you're also looking at that demographic in the area. They may not have enough money to have the latest stuff. Because like even to this day, the neighbors' houses in that street are worth like $35,000. What Zach paid for it? I just looked it up. All the other neighbors' houses within a 6-block radius.
I just feel like
It's the project.
you got all that
I
stuff
don't know
going
if it's
on.
the project.
No, you know what I mean.
You got all that stuff going on. I mean, you don't know anybody. You don't have anything, whether even to like vocally like record.
Well, you gotta think too that it's not in the African American community. They don't believe in recording that.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. That's the last thing that's on my mind. Some shit's going down. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going
I
on.
guess me and Joey way different because we're trying to record.
Well, if I
Well,
see
I'm
my
saying
kid
if-
possessed as a fuck, I'm
If
more
you
worried about that.
can't- So we all. This is my theory. Okay, I'm like, if this was me, what the hell would happen?
When this happened, they had no kids, man.
So it's kind of like you're in this house, and let's just say, just like her, she had limited funding. It's not like she could just pick up and just move or whatever. Okay. Similar scenario to us on Main Street. You know, kind of took us a little while, but when you experience stuff like that, you take a moment to start thinking like, is this real? What's going on? And at what point do you determine, okay, I'm not out of my mind, but you start trying to like weed things out of possibilities. You know, now I wouldn't have made it as long as her, because let me tell you, the minute somebody damn levitating, I ain't trying to be mean, my child gonna get left for a little bit. I'm gonna be out of that damn house so quick. Take me a minute to breathe, to calm myself down, and figure out how I'm gonna enter back into that house to retrieve my child.
Dude, this thing's freaking me out.
What'd it do?
It said Zach, and then after that, it said Pacific. But then it said after that, it said nose, and then it said also.
Well, he does live on the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, but it says Zach, and then after that, it said nose. So I was just like, does he know something that he ain't telling people?
I'm sure he does.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing, hell, he probably got if he's having the vision issues that he has, you know, I mean, I work in the eye industry. You know,
What is that glasses he's talking about?
so
He's saying full spectrum.
Full spectrum glasses.
So it's basically a prism. It's prism lenses that actually help with the alignment of the actual eye.
Oh shit! It knocked his eye out of alignment.
So
He needs
normally,
an overhaul.
normally this is something that you can typically detect it early on. It usually isn't something that kind of happens.
So, are we saying that he may have had that problem regardless?
Exactly.
Okay.
There is a possibility that if he didn't go to and have his yearly exams done, you know, if the doctor just wasn't as thorough,
I just found the timing to be a little too coincidental.
There's a bunch of different things altogether. There again, I don't know how old he was either. When that actually happened, like if he was in his like 20s, I mean, it's a possibility. you know. But what the prism lenses do is they correct the actual alignment. They basically pull your eye back to being straight, to the alignment that you're supposed to be able to see when you're reading something, and also visually seeing the objects that are far away.
You just said doctor.
That's interesting.
So that's the thing, is that, you know, typically, what I've seen in the industry is those people that have to wear prism glasses. It does kind of happen slowly. But I can say, when I was working at this one other location, it was actually an ophthalmology practice. Ophthalmologists are your medical doctors. So I'm to make it easier to explain to people that don't know that's about the industry, is your optometrist is like your primary care, and your ophthalmologist is your specialist when it comes to the actual eyes. Those are the doctors that are going to perform a lot of your major surgeries. If you have glaucoma, if you have cataracts, that's what an ophthalmologist is going to do. If you have anything that a basic primary care cannot correct in office, you're going to go see a specialist. If you have a retina detachment, you're going to go see a specialist. I did actually have a patient. He was actually an elderly patient that came in and had a quick onset where he needed prism lenses. So to me, it's questionable.
Okay.
To say that he had vision issues that happened to be during that time frame that he was actually in the house.
It said vision, then it said heading, and now it says off. That's what it's saying on here.
That is interesting.
A few minutes back, while she was talking, it said Carolina.
For everybody that may be like not paying attention,
it's Mexico.
Daniel has a device that he uses while we're in here. It kind of allows the spirits, so to speak, to join in on the podcast.
Yep, and we've tested a few different ones, and this one seems to be...
This one's intelligent. It's not like...
pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's pretty
This ain't an algorithm. This is like intelligence.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't have the volume on.
Yeah, we don't have the volume.
My app just crashed. It just crashed.
Because normally it will actually say the phrase or the words that actually pop up.
There's only a few times where you just kind of like, oh, what is it? You know, but
it could be a random, spirit passing through saying something random too. So,
and it detects. I think when you've had it on, like if there's like a certain energy or whatever that's kind of near us.
Well, it can tell you how about the distance, about roughly how far and how strong that entity would be. It's got it graphs it out and all that.
But most of like the doctors, the priest did a couple of different exorcisms, because he did one in Latin too, and like 2 in English. And then it kind of goes back to, okay, how did they get access to that priest to do that?
That was a Zach Bagans thing.
So Zach actually brought the priest in?
I think they
brought one of the
because
three.
If you pay attention when you read about it, no churches or anything in town would touch it. And then when Zach came in, now it's a thing. So everybody started getting behind it then. So I don't know.
So there's a part in the article. So when the Amos family left, the actual landlord said that he's never had any issues or anything like that. But apparently there were other people that moved in afterwards.
Yeah, there were squatters that lived there.
Nobody had any problems?
The one fella that was actually squatting there when what's his name? Oh, Lord, I just had a brain fart. Zach, there we go. Zach, there it goes. When Zach actually bought it, he actually had to wait for the squatters to move out.
But I guess this particular article is saying that there were other tenants. They're not saying necessarily it was squatters, but the other tenants that moved in
It just said previous.
after that family never experienced anything.
Yeah.
It just says previous on here.
Well, it's either that or, they just saw the trouble that the other family was going through, so they're just kind of like, we're not going to say that.
Right. That's why I was like, all of this, I'm like, it's hard to say because there's not any, like, visual recording. Nobody really wants to admit to it. And, of course, all psychologists, I mean, they're going to say that it's fake.
I mean, it's their job.
They're just, it's not real. Basically, that when they interviewed the children, like the youngest son just acted like he was actually possessed. Whenever you basically question him about anything.
Yeah, like he was acting out.
Yeah, like basically all the kids, that's all they were doing. Like mom just taught them to pretty much behave this way for attention or whatever it may be. But there again, I'm like, did she gain anything from doing that? What did she gain? The same thing, like the kid's not going to school. What did she gain? Except for the fact that, I guess she's a bad parent because her kids didn't go to school.
Yeah, yeah. Why would you want that, though?
I mean, you never know with people, but still.
I don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of... I don't know. I think they really went through something. Now, do I know what it was? Nope. But
Well, it says took. Just now it said took. Never was supposed to mean.
You got me on that one.
It said it like took, like took.
So is there anything built?
No.
There,
To this day, it's overgrown. I looked up alive.
It's a vacant. Nobody.
It's not even mowed. It's not mowed.
It's funny that they nobody believed them, but nobody would be build nothing there.
Nobody want to build nothing there. Nobody want to mow it.
That's
Nobody
they
want
won't
to
even mow it.
They lying. We'll build something. Nah, it's okay.
Well, the off chance that something is fucked up, I don't want to find out.
Yeah.
The house next door is now vacant as well, by the way.
Yeah, they probably had a nosy neighbor.
No, the house on each side of it are both vacant.
I'm
Yeah.
joking about the ghost.
Oh,
nosy
shit.
Neighbor. God.
So it makes you wonder, in situations like that. I mean, especially, there again, there wasn't a way for them to record anything, no proof, because nowadays, guess what?
Well, there were pictures too.
There were pictures.
But everybody's like trying to debunk those.
That's the thing. Like a photo is different. I mean, just like if you had something now.
So you mean to tell me that all those Bigfoot photos are fake?
Every one of them.
Dadgummit. I thought we were gonna make money off of it. Here in Charlotte, that's
I guess I can go back to shaving my feet again.
Little segue here. Mr. Morris with an M, not me. M is a Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He made the first ever hoax Bigfoot.
Yeah, I seen that in the shop.
Yeah, it's still there. So right down the street from our studio here, it sits the very first suit that was made to fake a Bigfoot sighting.
We'll just dress Daniel up.
He dressed him up.
Put some.
You just take him, strip him naked.
Have him hiding behind a tree somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Take photos.
Come out with a bag of Jack Link. They're like, damn, I saw Bigfoot.
Hey, had Bigfoot out there grilling.
Yeah.
Grilling on a little campfire.
Just put him in the middle of the woods where have a drone. And where people are camping. And people are going to explore a little bit.
Yeah.
Start making some noises.
Strategically place him. And he's just out there with a little charcoal grill.
You hear that, Patrick? We need your drone to do some video footage.
Yep. But you sit there and I think you watch him walk up, and Daniel go.
It'll be Bigfoot trolling.
Like, what?
I turn and go, huh?
You go, huh? And then he goes, no photography, please.
Start playing. start dancing for him.
I don't know if they be trying to probe Daniel.
I'll end up with property of the government. Well, I kind of already am, but.
Well, That's neither here nor there. I guess.
I mean, I do work for them too, so
Yeah. But
they pay me to take my money back.
They had a conundrum of stuff. So you get past all the family stuff, right? You get past that. You get all that. You know, these people moved out. Some more people moved in. Squatters have done took up residence, and now they're kicked
Zach
out.
took residence for a night.
So Zach has himself locked in there.
But he provoked it too.
They screwed him, like with screws in there. So there's a lot of things that went on.
Mm-hmm.
So
We
during
don't-
the production of like getting it ready for the lockdown, that's what they call it, the
Mhm.
lockdown. One of the cameramen went crazy,
I heard of that one.
and he was fussing at somebody in the elevator,
Mm-hmm.
and then he quit. He's like, I don't want to do this no more. And then he started having the 666 tattooed all over him. Yeah.
I heard about that
And
one.
to this day, he won't talk to Zach.
He went and got a 666 tattoo.
All over.
Not just one,
Oh, he had several.
like many,
Yeah.
multiple.
Yep. So, and then, you know, there's some people that believe in clairvoyancy and some people that don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of middle defense, just depending on the person. I think it's possible, right? But the Constantinos,
Yeah.
I believe she was a real deal, and she did like a remote reading of that house with Zach, and then within, I guess it was days after she did that is when her spouse unalived her and a guest that was in their house,
Oh, I did hear that one
and
too.
himself.
That's
So-
where it takes a turn.
So
For
Because
sure.
you can't find anything about the house no matter what you look up.
Yeah.
There's just like nothing about it.
yes,
Other than what we know from Zach and
Mm-hmm.
interviews.
That I do find interesting.
Neighbors won't even talk about it.
Yeah.
It's almost like,
Well, you know, like the police officer too that got caught out there so many times.
yeah, he don't talk about it either.
He went there and then left on another call. I believe he was shot
Mm-hmm.
and got real bad injured, and then he had some trouble with his police cruiser.
A lot of times I heard that.
And then he started to refuse to, go back. But then Zach got him to go to the front of the house, and that was as far as he'd go.
So it does. There's a bit there that makes you ponder. Like, okay,
Yeah.
is that a coincidence that all these things have happened?
It just said no.
Well,
Okay, then there's your answer, folks.
Now it says now it says few.
you gotta watch that stuff.
But yeah, I mean,
maybe the spirit box is saying there's a few things that were kind of embellished a little bit. But
Of course, you got to do something for the cinema. I mean, you got to do a little something.
well, of course, Zach's in a business to make money.
I mean, you
Yeah.
got to do a little something. But I think the main
I think
main
something
course of it is
happened
not.
to him in that house.
something ain't right because
Yeah.
he ain't been right since.
No, he hasn't been right at all. He kind of just like, I don't know.
Almost like what they call a
will
secluse.
the little voice box answer questions? So, did the death of what was their name? Constantinos?
Constantino. Maybe we can get Debbie Constantino to answer that question.
All it says
Yeah.
now is it's.
Okay, maybe she's
Was
trying.
the house
Use Daniel's butt juice to get power.
No. What's she saying? Because whatever was just there does not
Go
disappear.
ahead, ask your question.
yeah, was the house responsible for the Constantino's death?
They just went to a freaking commercial.
Dang.
It don't even want to answer.
Maybe we'll give her a minute. Maybe she just needs a second.
I mean, it sent it to commercial. I'm like, what the hell? Because
Maybe
sometimes it does
maybe
that.
we can connect with Miss Constantino.
Either that or just wondering.
There's
if
something that just
whatever
arrived back.
it is-
But it hasn't said anything yet.
The room did get kind of cold.
It hasn't said anything, but and it's sitting with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like that very much.
I like it.
I'd rather go sit with Miss
I
Joy
guess I
if she's
should-
the one answering the
I
questions,
guess-
asking
well,
questions.
I guess I shouldn't have said use Daniel's butt juice.
Yep, they taking all his
It do
energy.
be itching a little bit.
See, there you go.
Mhm.
Quit digging in
Butt
your ass.
juice.
It's refusing to
His
talk,
little-
whatever.
His
Quit digging in your ass.
It's refusing to talk.
Oh, wow.
Using his screams.
Like it hasn't said anything. But it's there. It just ain't saying nothing.
Y'all are a little ghost box here.
Any questions still?
Yeah. That's what I want to
We're
know.
still
Only
waiting
one?
on that one question.
Yeah, that is a primary question I want to know.
It
Is
said
was
division.
the house?
Uh-oh. Division.
It just it sat with you and said division.
Maybe it's thinking there's a divide between, it could
Or it
be
wants
like,
to divide away from it, like you don't even want to divide from the question.
or it's dividing the blame between the house and her
It says drive.
spouse.
Mm-hmm.
It says drive.
Drive. They didn't want to drive, that's for sure.
Like it drove, like maybe it drove somebody crazy,
yeah,
drive somebody crazy.
Let's not reach too far. We could easily reach, and then we get
Hey,
uncredited.
you specifically called her out.
I
I
did.
was saying in general.
Well, I mean,
The
you
actual
need
voice
to
box.
go to the source. I'm not going to ask the house. Which would you rather have at your house?
No, I'm
than-
just asking the general spirit. Period. I feel like they're all connected. They're gonna know.
Yeah.
I'm not calling out anybody specifically.
I think Debbie needs to answer that question.
Debbie.
Constantino.
Oh. Oh my God.
What?
It just sat down with you and said all.
Yeah, and my phone just went off.
Now it's like, oh my God, that's strong as hell. That's the strongest thing we've had tonight.
What phone's that, isn't it?
That's the strongest thing we've had tonight. And it's
My watch.
it is sitting with you, David.
Yeah. That's probably my grandma.
I don't know. Something just touched the back of my arm.
Ooh.
It's
Yeah,
gone
I
now.
felt my sleeve.
My grandma probably run whatever it was out of the room.
Whatever it was, it wasn't very friendly.
Yeah, my grandma run it out.
Because I felt it didn't
As
feel
soon
very.
as you said it sat down with me, my watch just went. "Reed."
It just didn't sound very friendly to me. It wasn't feeling friendly in here.
Well, I still need Debbie to answer that question.
But that in
Something's
itself
back.
definitely,
With me again, of course.
shortly after that incident,
Yeah.
for that just to happen.
This is strong again, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Strong, sitting right here at the table. Likely.
Well, we'll continue to talk while Daniel.
It said likely.
Likely, see.
Mm-hmm.
See? It answered your question. Likely, that's what likely happened.
It's sitting with Miss Joy as it's saying that.
Oh yeah, like it's colder right here on my left hand side.
Yeah, it's kinda sitting-
I feel like there's like a cold.
I feel it like coming, like creeping over.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a cold
You
thing.
asked the question,
Well-
you got the answer.
Well, she was a clairvoyant and Joy is a clairvoyant, so
Yeah.
she's probably going to try to mind talk to you.
She might try to talk to you later on now.
Nah, she won't do that. 'Cause she won't follow.
Gonna block that shit.
No, my
Don't
grandma
cuss at
don't
them
know.
now. I'm gonna
She
need
said
I'm not
little,
talking about
block
that. I'm
She-
just talking about
she
in
didn't say
general.
the
Not
ghost.
to
I'ma
the
need
spirit.
your,
I'm not cursing at any spirit.
I'm gonna need to ask your grandma to help protect me as well a little bit.
My grandma will protect you.
Because if
brother.
I would have met her, I would have loved her just like my grandma too. So
Yes, she would protect.
it just
you.
said German sitting with you.
Well, yeah, her family was German.
It says German.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Actually, wait a minute. That was my grandfather's family was German.
It just says German, and
Yep.
now it says fed. Yeah, like I fed like.
My grandma's probably picking on your stomach
Oh Lord,
because you've been fed.
sitting with you.
Uh-huh. A whole big ass damn bowl of
No.
pasta.
It's with you.
My-
It is with you.
It normally is.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that a lot with me.
Yeah, gone.
Yep.
So
But boy, or maybe I said I would have.
No, my grandma would want you to eat. She would.
That's why I was just about to say.
consider you
Remember, I said if she was still around, I remember how I said that I would have loved her just like my grandma,
Mm-hmm.
and then it said fed.
She would have fed
So
you.
maybe she would have fed me.
Oh no, she would. Everybody in
Yeah.
this room. She loved to feed. She loved to cook.
I'm just going off based off of what you said.
But anyway, yeah. So we had, so you had that stuff happen with them, and they were all the way in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they lived. That
because
is-
you said it was remote.
Yeah, she did a remote reading
Mm-hmm.
through the phone. Like Zach had the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I told you
Yeah.
when
Well, we like our first show when you were talking about the.
It just
the
said
battleship.
join.
Yep, it's coming to join us.
being able to chime in, whether you're having
She's
an
around.
outer body experience and being able to
They call
jump
it-
planes.
Do you know what they call that?
What?
They call it astral projection.
Well, yeah, that's why I was like jumping planes.
Yeah, it's an astral projection. And it's actually a thing. A lot of people that are clairvoyant like astral project a lot in their dreams and stuff. Like they'll astral project, and sometimes your brain jobbles it up so that you don't remember it.
Oh yeah, because it's scary.
Because Joy will be having some wicked dreams, and I'm like, where in the heck did you get this stuff from?
Because it's one of them things that, you know, when I feel like when it does happen, you're still there, whether you're physically there or not, and you're still intruding on whatever it is that's going on in that area. So, and honestly, I feel like jumping planes or astral projecting, whatever you want to call it, actually probably makes you even more susceptible.
Yeah, because you're weakened at that point.
Yeah, because it takes a lot of energy.
Well, they say it's your actual soul that, like...
Yeah, right over there, Daniel?
Yeah, I got a headache.
Nope, Daniel got possessed by the shrimp.
Shoot. They brought me my eyes started watering up.
You crying?
God, I got a headache.
Well, go outside.
That's crazy.
Go take a break.
You know, he ain't gonna go out there by himself in the dark.
Right before it left, it said pretty. I was
trying.
I just wanted to say it, but I just couldn't.
Oh, shit, it must be my grandma calling you pretty.
You don't know if it's your grandma?
It could be somebody saying it's your grandma.
No, I think it's my grandma.
Might be calling you pretty. You always talk about how pretty you are.
Oh, I'm cute. I ain't pretty, I'm cute. Scott, don't come for me.
Whew.
I know he's going to come for me.
My headache's starting to lift, but they're kind of mighty.
You know, hey, you pretty.
You need some drugs? I got some drugs.
I don't know what the hell that was. Like, I don't like that. I still, like, I legit, like,
all that damn.
I started, no, this was my head.
Probably that damn pasta. His damn blood pressure that went to the roof.
All that damn butter.
I started crying. I don't know why. I started feeling emotional.
Oh, Lord.
And now I will tell you, on a serious note, yes, when you start having like a strong connection or something is actually using your energy or anything like that, you will start feeling kind of funny. Because I know we went to, what is that house? The Hezekiah? Yep, the Hezekiah house.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually the very first time that I ever experienced anything supernatural.
No.
No, what?
It says follow.
It wasn't the first time.
No. It says follow, so I'm saying no.
Oh, it's when it does want to go out in the hall. Don't play with your poo.
This thing's bouncing around like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it was when you and I went to go and visit the Hezekiah house, and we had went to I don't even remember what the building was, but I think I remember her saying that it was where like the slaves were like cooking or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a makeshift store, and a lot of the
was it a store? I could have swore it was an area where they were like cooking or washing or something like that.
No, there was a cold cellar.
Yep.
Sold stuff out of it.
Okay, that's what it was. And then the minute that I came out of there, I got real lightheaded.
Yeah.
And
then you found out that the person that took care of that was Asian.
Yep.
Daggum.
Yep.
Got lightheaded, started getting really dizzy, had a headache.
That's kind of how I felt a minute ago.
Yeah, that's what she's trying to
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like on a serious note,
it just said enough.
Yeah, they said you had enough.
That, or it could be your grandma telling the other spirits enough. Like,
maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it was messing with you. Yeah.
Messing with me. Plus, we don't know exactly what we was talking to about the other house that is not a very friendly place.
Oh, man. Got it.
That goes back to what we said about, summoning. And it said Japan.
See.
Did you hear that?
I literally just said Asian.
I heard it in my left ear.
What?
Sounded like something popped.
Yeah, I heard a pop in my ear. Like almost like somebody popped something like. He said Japan. It was sitting with you. I don't know why. Because you're not.
I think it's them other spirits that she's forgetting about the battleship, and that was the first experience she had.
No.
No, Hezekiah was.
That was a World War II thing?
Hezekiah was before.
Yep.
Yeah,
the
Japanese.
actual,
The people on there were a little upset.
Hezekiah was before the battleship.
You can argue with the ghost on that one. I ain't got time.
It was.
Y'all can go ahead and have
Went
it
back to
around.
commercial break when you said that.
Yeah. I guess they don't want to argue with. She gonna take them back.
Now it's back. We're back, and there's something
Take them
still.
back.
Why is it sitting with me so much? It's just kind of scaring me a little bit.
Well, we were talking to you earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe somebody's trying to comfort you.
You're also sitting by all the electrical equipment.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, you started saying,
That's
I'm like,
true.
please don't tell me something behind me.
No, you know they use the electrical equipment.
And I'm also holding an electrical device, but
Yeah.
I am sitting right with everything, ain't I?
Yeah.
It says actual.
See?
See, there you go.
You in like
I
the
think
perfect
it's so
spot
much
over
better
there.
when he actually does like his little box or something.
That's the reason
I like
why
to
I
do
told
it.
you. I was like, see, that other one, Daniel was judging me a little bit, and he was like, and I'm like, no, I'm telling you, something didn't feel right. I said, it's hard for me to explain, and I know we're trying, I'm there again, just like Convo Kings, this is still relatively new. We're trying to figure out our little niche. We're trying to figure out, the flow of things and what's going to kind of work and things like that, so we don't sit in here with a bunch of dead air going on.
I know, right?
Literally.
But
You know what would really help us? I think
What's that?
sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
$3 a month.
or Sal's Pizza Factory
You just
that
said
we
glad.
have dinner at every Wednesday before we
Yeah.
start our podcast.
I know, and every Sunday now, from what it looks like.
Well, and if you haven't been there, definitely you need to go check them out.
We're not even paid, but if you ain't never been to Sal's Pizza House, I would recommend it.
Yeah, I'm like, for most of the part, there's all their food. I'm like, I love it. You can get pizza by the slice.
I think Daniel will agree with me. I think that they probably have the best Dr. Pepper
Yes.
in Charlotte. I think I can comfortably say that.
I haven't had it. I'm
I don't
normally
drink. You know what? I don't drink sugar in my drinks all week, but I do look forward to that. I was really genuinely disappointed when we got there, and I was like, "Oh,
They
that's
out.
out." I was like, but
because you didn't want to be a man and say something.
It just
I
said
didn't need to
brave
say
in a
that.
way.
I was being a man.
Yeah, you saw one of us say, hey, man, y'all drink machine ain't working.
That's being a bitch. A man be like,
I mean, but when I went to it, to be fair, it wasn't working at all.
You know what?
It wasn't working at all.
I don't even need to defend my manhood.
No, that's just how David is.
I ain't
David
got-
don't like to ask for no help.
Nope.
He don't like to ask for nothing.
Nope.
He'd rather find it himself while I sit
Absolutely.
there and be like, just
Until you
go
ask for
and
corn and you
dang
see it
on
sitting
ask.
behind you, behind them back there, and they said they ain't got none.
Corn? No,
Yeah.
I was asking for somebody else.
Not about that time with your corn incident.
No, that was somebody. I was
Yeah,
helping
that was
somebody
literally at the Renaissance Festival.
Okay.
I
And
will
it
help
was
somebody else in a heartbeat.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
yeah.
if like
But you
one
see
of
it sitting behind
y'all,
one of them.
one of y'all, and especially Joy. If Joy's sitting there and somebody's not, she gonna get what she want, one way or the other.
the lady in the back that was passing the food
Yeah.
to the young girl that was actually taking orders and and payment. She was being really ugly and
Yeah,
rude to
yeah.
her
To a
because
young lady. Yeah.
there's multiple people that actually work in the back, so
Yep.
they just holler back there and tell them they need corn, they need X, this Mountain Dew or the turkey leg, and so you've got 4 people that are shouting out orders, and the lady that is supposed to be handing her the order wasn't, while everybody else that's in that same area, that same food, whatever the hell they call it, that's working that same booth. The guys back there were like, we know you got corn. We know you got corn. Hand the damn girl dang on corn. And so David was just like, don't you let that woman treat you like that.
Absolutely.
You know,
It just said you said ability.
I have the ability to switch. I may be like cool, calm, and collective, but when I switch, Mr. Dustin likes to call it, I'm turning into Kathy.
I saw it that day a little bit with the
And,
Dr. Pepper or my drink or my Coke or whatever.
I say,
Well, yeah,
At Chili's.
I say David hulking it up
You went over there and just slammed thing down the bar.
because it happened last night. I told him, I said, whiskey gonna do it. He gonna do it. He gonna try me.
Oh.
And I said, and I sat there and I talked to him. I said, Whiskey, I said, don't do it. Don't go over there and mess with Kilo. Just go in your kennel nicely. And I'm like, are you listening, paying attention? He thought about it. But the minute I opened that damn door, damn it if he didn't. And at this point, I'm like, I mean, I have arthritis in my dang on hands. Anybody like touches it wrong, like if David just squeezes my fingers, like it's painful. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not reaching for this dog. If I'm trying to use something to kind of like shove him or like herd him basically into his kennel, I'm fighting with him with that. I just got to the point where I just gave up. I said, you know what? He's eventually going to get tired, and then maybe he'll stop, and then maybe he'll listen to me. Nope, that shit didn't happen. Dad comes down there all of a sudden, like his voice just completely freaking dang on changes and gets really deep. That boy just stopped in his damn tracks and walked right into his kennel.
The dog's smart. Don't mess with don't mess with me.
And then I like, see, why you even have me come down here and put him in there? Because he ain't gonna listen to me. But anyway, we're going off subject.
We're way off subject.
No,
as usual. It's the paranormal ADD channel.
It said, oh god, it said house and then it said taken.
Whose house?
I don't know. It
that house. It was taken. They took the house.
It says taken.
Zach took it.
That's what I'm asking it. Yeah. Whose house, for it to be specific?
Oh, she's wanting it to narrow it down.
They said Carolina.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Now it says United.
The house was on Carolina.
Yeah,
now it says United.
Who's United?
I mean, it was weird.
Daniel sound
weird. Stop asking questions, Miss Jordan. Stop asking questions.
He like, take it back. Take it back.
Yeah. I don't want to be holding this shit right now.
Like,
my hands are sweaty as hell.
He's like, how did I get elected for this?
I was like, my hands over here sweating like hell. You know, ever since I downloaded this thing a few weeks ago, my phone been acting weird. Like, it gets sluggish.
You got to clean your catch out.
You know what we forgot to bring? Our recorder.
Oh yeah, I was going. Yeah, I did.
It just said energy.
Yep. Well, you're there. Yep. We're right there at the energy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna round it around a little bit, but I wanted to save a little spot on the program for Mr. Robert the Dog.
I've been dreading this one, to be honest with you.
Robert the Dog. Do you know anything about him, Miss Joy?
Nope.
Okay, so
I know pieces, and I purposely have
I'm
not.
I'm going to give you the cliff notes. So Robert the Dog was kind of like a gift for a young man back in the olden days.
Porcelain too, right?
No, he's not porcelain. Okay. He's like a cloth. But
small, big little doll.
He's probably medium. About 2 foot tall.
A medium.
Like a Pinocchio kind of.
Oh god.
2 feet tall is pretty big. That's probably the size of the Chucky doll.
He's pretty big.
Yes. We've got at the house.
About the same size as the Chucky doll, yes.
Okay.
But he's got like his head looks. I don't know. You have to look at it, but
the head's distorted.
Huh?
This is like a deformed looking doll.
Yeah, now he is. Yeah.
Now because he's so old. No disrespect.
No disrespect.
No disrespect at all. I respect this 100%.
Yeah, he didn't mean that, Robert. But anyway, this doll has some.
He's just what I'm saying is he's showing.
He has some power.
Yeah, that's
like
why
people have went down there to the museum where he's at and thought it was a joke and like made fun of him.
I do not joke about this at all.
There's people that had to go all the way back down there after losing their houses and everything and write like an apology letter, and then their life changes. You don't mess with Robert at all.
No.
And then Zach was crazy enough to have them bring Robert to his museum. You know, if somebody told me I was on...
What was that pop?
I don't know, my phone, my watch keeps acting up.
My phone's doing the same thing.
But anyway, if I was on an airplane and they told me that somebody had Robert, I'd say stop this plane. I want off.
Yeah.
I will literally just stop in the middle of the tarmac.
Did they
walk.
actually
I will
fly?
get out.
Huh?
Did they actually fly with him?
Yeah, they took him.
They had to take him back to the museum.
They took him
Why
to
didn't they
Zach's museum.
drove?
Why would you want to be? I wouldn't want to be 2,000 feet up in the air with that.
That's what I'm saying. Did they fly? Did they actually drive?
I think
I wouldn't even want to
I
drive.
think driving might be worse.
Yeah.
You stuck at night.
Oh, no.
No. That's just asking for it. But
I hate to
anyway,
say, but I probably would have had
Was
a thing
the
fitted.
doll confined
In a
in
box.
like?
Well, no, he's in a case.
He's in a glass case.
But they don't lock him up or anything. They just tell everybody to
So
stay
he was
I don't
just
think he has a
hanging out
problem
under
with-
the plane, traveling.
Well, I don't think he has a problem with moving too much, does
No,
he?
he doesn't have a problem with moving.
Like
or
like the
anything.
Annabelle doll did.
No, but he can do things, and he was this young man's doll. Young man, they tried to get rid of him, stuff like that, and stuff would happen to people, and then he grew up basically kind of, forgot about Robert, and Robert passed hands or whatever, and then ended up. So he's still. I think the house that they lived in is now the museum, and it's centered around him.
Yeah.
So
Like
where did the doll come from?
His dad got it for him.
It just said ability.
Yeah, he does have an ability.
Yes, he does. No disrespect
Just at
at
like
all.
a shop. He found him
Yep.
There's no really backstory, to be honest with you.
and just gave it to his son. And
They,
did anything happen while he was
They
with
just
the
got
boy?
really, the young man got really attached to the dog.
Really attached.
But they never
As if it was another being.
But if anybody did anything to the boy, they would get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's almost like Megan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see
I
that?
think they probably based.
They might have based that off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They just didn't want the.
because she got
He didn't do any-
attached.
he didn't do any dancing. Or anything.
Well, she was supposed to be like a real
this is-
friend.
But anyway,
But that's
yeah.
almost like similar concept
Similar,
that
yeah.
they got attached,
Mhm.
and then she got protective, and then
Mhm.
wanted to take over the world.
Basically, yeah. And then like if you go down there and you take a picture of him and you didn't ask for permission,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get in trouble.
Mm.
Take your butt back. Take your butt back down there and write a letter.
So
Yeah.
where's
Sorry,
he
sir.
at now?
Florida, where he belongs.
Florida.
That's where his house is.
What are you talking about?
Florida.
I thought he was in Las Vegas
No.
at the museum.
Zach said
No.
take him back.
Zach did say take it back. He did not want it in there. They visited
It
it.
said relationship.
Yep. They had a relationship. So. No. Zach told them to take that dog back to his house.
That's right, because he didn't want. He said, "I don't want that thing anywhere."
Zach has the Dybbuk box. He's got.
He got some crazy stuff, and he was like, "Take that thing." He did not want Robert. He had him for a very short time period. He's like, I don't
No,
want.
it was just like a day.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want.
So the house that Robert currently resides in is
Is
the original
The family's home. Yes.
home.
He's never left it. He's always been there.
but
Every
you can
owner.
visit him.
Yeah, there's a museum.
Mhm.
Am I going to? Nope.
Mm,
I ain't. You know what? I don't even want. If I had to drive by his town, I'd probably go 400 miles out of my way.
Where is it exactly?
I don't even know, and I don't want to know.
Well, you might want to know if you go to Florida.
Well, if I don't know, then I don't know to look or go that way or anything. So I just leave it alone. I don't look
See?
it up on the internet. Don't know. I don't want to know.
I hadn't even. That's why I said I refused to even look his name up last. Remember when you said that? I said I
I've
refused to even
seen,
look him up.
like a couple documentaries.
It would be my dumb, curious self. That would be like, hey, let's take a trip down there to the museum.
You can have all the fun you want doing that.
Take it back.
I mean, like I said, I told my coworkers, I said,
You
yeah,
know
it
what?
would be me to get mauled by a polar bear
That's
or
what
a grizzly bear
Yeah, somebody.
or-
at work
I'd
was
probably
saying.
rather
Or a
get
wolf.
mauled by a grizzly bear than
in
be in the
Norway.
bad graces of him, Mr. Robert.
There- yeah.
trying to feed it and cuddle.
Ain't no grizzlies in Norway, so you ain't got that.
Well, I'm just saying, whatever animals.
Mhm.
I think it's for sure polar bears.
Wolves.
Yeah, it would be me. Be like, oh, look, it's so cute. It's friendly. I can feed it.
Mm.
And then it bites my hand off, and I say, not friendly.
Take it back.
You just said miss.
Phew. Yeah, you can miss me with that. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I have to control my curiosities because my curiosities will get me in trouble.
Shit.
Or there are some things you just need to stay curious about.
the whitest Asian lady I ever seen.
Oh, Lordy.
Pet.
But I have all the respect in the world for Mr. Robert.
Yep.
I will refer to him as Mr. Robert.
Mr. Robert is a.
This thing just said blood.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's like a blood oath or something that he had with that young man or something.
All I gotta say is I respect him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean any ill will by
Nope.
him.
Nope.
And
we just wanted to shed light that
We
you
just-
should respect Robert. That's it.
we just want to shed light, just about you.
Yeah.
But he's never done any harm to the little boy.
No.
No,
The boy loved him.
he said choice,
Yep.
like choose, or I guess almost like a choose. Like
He chose the
he
boy.
chose the boy,
Yeah.
or the boy chose him. Make been mutual.
He chose the boy. I'm sure.
So what's that movie? Just it said broke,
Yeah, he did get broke.
but what's that movie about the doll?
Yeah, it's kind
In
of.
the house?
It's loosely. It's
Is it kind of based off of it?
yes. It's loosely based on.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that.
can't remember the name of it, but
I don't even want to compare the name.
no, I'm not going to.
Talking about the show, so yeah,
No.
it was loosely based on
Yeah.
the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
The boy or whatever it was called. The there's some movie.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of wrapping up Beyond the Veil for this week. Huh?
Yep. So until the next episode, who knows? What we're going to discuss. Right now, we're still pondering what our next topic is going to be, what we're going to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
So
You gotta
tune
subscribe, guys.
Yep.
You got to at least. You know what? You don't even got to subscribe. If you just drop us a review, that kind of helps us out a little bit. And then that
Maybe
kinda,
at least like the show you listen to.
Yeah. Well, if, that, and if you review it, Spotify will move us up a little bit.
It just said identity.
So, Scott, I hadn't got any reviews yet. I know you like it. So, it don't cost nothing to review.
Just digging in the ass a little bit.
Dig in your ass. And
$3.
Yeah. The $3 one.
This
Yeah.
is something sitting with you, by the way, and
Um,
it said Ellen.
Ellen.
Hmm.
Do I look like Ellen?
It just said Ellen. It just said Ellen. I don't know if you know anybody. Or...
No. Now, I'll be honest.
Eller.
Then it said conversation.
Eller. Yeah, my grandmother's last name was Eller.
Now it says conversation.
Yeah, we are having a conversation. Yep. All right. So yeah. We're gonna have some merch soon, right?
Yep. Trying to get some merch out for Convo Kings and
Beyond the Veil.
and Beyond the Veil.
Yep.
Also, we'll have our stickers soon.
Yep.
So just all kinds of stuff coming up.
Maybe we can even talk Miss Joy into making like Convo Kings tumblers. That would be awesome.
Or about like bumper stickers.
Or if you had like the Convo King and then the Beyond the Veil logo on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
On what?
On the tumbler.
Oh, you talking about having Convo Kings on one and then Beyond the Veil on the opposite side?
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah. I think I like that. So yeah, look out for us on social media too. It's Convo Kings on Instagram. I think it's Convo Kings 2.0 on Instagram. It's Convo Kings on Facebook for sure. And then there's the Monso Media, which is our sponsor, our parent company.
It said continued.
It does all kinds of websites and man, we do a little bit of everything. Looking for some local artists maybe to produce out of our studio here. We even, I'll even entertain if somebody wanted us to produce a podcast for them. I may not be on it, but I can record it and produce it and all that.
Yeah, so we'll probably it'll probably be after we get back from Norway. We are cutting down to the wire now.
Mm-hmm.
We've got just a little over a week left. So likely when we come back, we've got some new things coming up, kind of spreading our wings some more, exploring some other things as well. And we'll definitely have the some new merch up on the site that you can definitely request and order.
There'll be all kinds of links that I'm going to add on some of the social media, so you'll be able to find the merch and stuff like that. So Instagram is actually convo_Kings Charlotte, and that's kind of where you find both the Convo Kings and Beyond the Veil stuff right now.
All right. Sounds good.
Hold on now.
I'm just saying, sounds good.
We have the Convo Kings and Monso Media on Facebook. If you want to reach me by email, it's Monso Agency, MONSO Agency @gmail.com. And as you know, everybody knows, you can find us on Spotify. I'm going to be opening up some more platforms this coming week. Daniel, you got anything parting words for us, or you good, or?
I just reiterate I have the deepest respect for this stuff. So
yeah.
it's
tongue.
We're just shedding light on the situation.
It is tongue in cheek. We pick, but I think all three of us, we do have a lot of respect for the paranormal.
Like none of it is ever meant to be in vain.
No.
None of it is ever meant to be as taunting.
No, I think Daniel got scared, Joe.
Well, it's because this thing's been talking to me. It's been saying some stuff, and
so we're not taunting, and we do not recommend people taunting.
No, we're just trying to shed some light on the.
We don't recommend anybody doing anything that we do.
No.
Don't do it. That's why you can listen to us. Except for Scott, he's gonna go out with us. Scott, you have that open invite.
Good luck.
Daniel going too.
Oh no, I'm saying good luck to him.
He don't need no luck. He's about like me.
And I'm sure if we've got anybody out there that wants to join us when we venture on one of our little quests, we'll definitely meet up with a couple of viewers so you guys can actually join us as
meet
we're
greets,
actually do some meet
I'm all
greets
about
and
some
actually
meet and greets,
come out and hang out with us while we actually tour. Whether we're doing the Rosedale, I know we're thinking about the Latta Plantation House, so a couple of different other places. So it'd be kind of cool to meet some of the viewers if you guys wanted to hang out with us and join us on one of our little ventures.
I'd
like to do the Battlefield of Kings Mountain as well.
That is something that I've thought about, Daniel.
The battleground.
Yeah, the battleground. That and I'd like to schedule something at the battleship, because they'll actually let you in there. You can pay, where it's just a group. So I'd like to do that eventually. Down the road.
Oh yeah, spend a weekend down there.
Yeah, set up, do some cameras. Have them set up and all that. I started digging out some of my old ghost hunting.
Come.
Yeah, started digging out some of my old ghost hunting equipment, and I forgot, man. I used to be really into it. Really,
I'm looking into some stuff.
Yeah, Daniel's always looking.
I'm trying to get into a hookup with a
he's got
camera.
some stuff going on too. So, but anyway, we've kind of rambled on here, but I just wanted to make sure I took a moment, because we don't ever I don't even think we've half the time plug ourselves on Convo King.
I've said it a few times. Comments,
a few times, but then. There's that fine line between begging.
Yeah.
That's
not what we're about.
I'm not about begging, but I do want to have a call to action.
Every time I go watch a video, like a repair video or something, the first thing I hear is that. How many times do I hit skip?
Yeah.
Just take me on to the next video.
Yeah, that's why I kind of leave it to the end, because you didn't invested this long. Leave it to the end. You done invested this long, you can listen to me ramble a little bit.
Today's sponsor is brought to you by...
Yeah. Well, today's sponsor has been Monso Media.
Yeah. Because we ramble, You never know what you're gonna get. So is the end actually the end? You don't know. You might end up missing something. It's kind of like a Deadpool movie. You sit there for a while. You sit there for a while afterwards.
It's like the Easter eggs for the next show.
That's right. That's what you're gonna get. So
there ain't no grand finale.
You gotta stay tuned all the way until the
guys,
end.
Before we go, let's see what y'all want to do. What's the topic for next week? I don't have anything like right off. Do y'all have anything you want me to?
As of right now, not yet. I normally like to ponder about it for a little bit, just like
see what speaks
after.
To you.
I got one that I'd like to. I got one locked and loaded.
Well, you said that about Robert the doll, and then we end up kind of switching it. We still kind of brought him in a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do a whole show.
My whole point was like going back to the respecting him thing. If he's done been brought up, I want to make sure he gets his spot.
Miss Joy, stop talking about him. Every time he says it. Every time you say
I'm
something.
so tempted.
I'm just put it this way. My life's already fucked up. It don't need to be fucked up no more.
What we're going to do is...
I'm the last person for you to say that to, because I'm going to go find a picture.
Equally.
I'm going to go find a picture. Mm-hmm. I'm going to see what this doll looks like, and I'm going to figure out a way to recreate this doll and have him sitting in here somewhere.
That would be fucking awesome.
I promise you I would never come back, and I mean that with all my heart.
Daniel, it's not going to happen for a replica. Yeah,
that is like the one thing.
No, see, that would probably keep him out because you're paying homage.
That is the one thing I would never want to.
Robert the doll replica, that would probably be pretty cool.
Oh,
because
God.
It'll
Poor Daniel.
Yeah. But anyway.
We have each other to ride home to. He's going home by himself.
Oh.
That's another reason why I said respect, please, because I have a nice little drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. Well, let's wrap
it equally.
Up. I'm thinking, I was just thinking to Mary Laveau. Y'all ever heard of her?
I have not.
The voodoo high priestess of New Orleans.
Oh, that's who it is. I never heard the
name. Yeah, that would be a good show. And then we could kind of segue into the Myrtles.
That's when you get Mike in here.
Yep.
The Myrtles is I know that's the
Myrtles
the hotel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'd love to take that as a group too. Yeah.
I have watched a lot about that one.
So maybe we'll do a little bit of Louisiana next week.
Oh yeah, they do got a lot of stuff going on down there.
Yeah, even Gypsy Road. Anyway, all right, peeps.
That's part of my,
stay creepy, guys.
Peace,
we'll see.
love, and happy.
Say it again, because I cut you off.
Just ruined it.
I did.
Damn
Peace, love, and happy, baby.
Go ahead, Miss Joy. Do it again.
Daniel just did it.
Do it again, Miss Joy.
Peace, love, and happy.